It's here. It's here in this place where the conversation becomes real. 350 Rand gives me half a tank. I drove nearly 350 to 400 Ks on that the other day. And it's there that the Fronx, whatever you want to call it, makes so much sense. It really does, and I get that. Fuel economy is wonderful, and that's a Suzuki feature. But I'll tell you, and I'll tell you again, if you want to buy a Suzuki, that's the one you should buy. That over there. It's as simple as that. Folks, seriously, why would you buy this? It's not particularly big, it's not useful, it doesn't go off-road, it doesn't fit my boy's pram, it makes absolutely no sense to buy this. But if you did buy it, okay, if you're one of those people, I would still look at you and say, no, it's a cool car. Nice car to drive. So it kind of, even though I think it's absolutely useless, and I think this entire segment is absolutely useless, when you drive it, you still really enjoy it. And you know why? Because it's stylish. It's more hipster stylish than timeless. You know, it won't be stylish in a while. But it really, there's something in it that I really like. There really is. Look, the only reason you're watching this video is because you're considering buying this car. You're not watching this video because it's a cool car and you happen to stumble upon it and say, oh, I want to watch that video about the Suzuki Fronx. Not the Fronx. That's the only reason you're watching. And as an outright buyer, there are many reasons to like this. It's very affordable. It starts from 279,000 Rand. This top of the range, the GLX, the 4-speed automatic, which by the way is very weak when you're trying to overtake on the highway. The 4-speed automatic is about 50,000 Rand more, and definitely go for this. In the bigger scheme of installments, and you'll probably be buying this on installments, it's going to make very little difference. Get the top of the range, do it properly if you're going to do it. It's very easy to drive in and around town. It's quick, it's mobile, it's got a lot of good features to it. But Suzuki, you shot yourself in the foot here. You've shot yourself in the foot. You know what I'm going to say. Why the feck would you buy this when you can buy a Suzuki Jimny? Hello? Suzuki, if you're going to make one of the most awesome cars of a generation, don't expect me to drive something else you create and say, well, you know. And you're saying, but it's a different type of buyer. And it is a different type of buyer. But what I'm saying is, dearest buyer.
Wait, hold on. Let me reframe this.
I know what you're thinking, Suzuki. You're thinking, you know what? This oak doesn't understand. Obviously, the person who buys the Fronx, not the Fronx, is not going to buy a Suzuki Jimny. That's a completely different type of buyer. And that's true. You're absolutely correct. What I'm saying, though, is I'm saying to the buyer who wants to buy this, buy a Suzuki Jimny. What do you look for in a car? Because, you know, if you have a family, you're not buying this. So if you don't have a family, why are you not buying a Suzuki Jimny, a 2-door, drop the back seats, and then you can fit the pram, go off-road, gooi on some cool overlanding gear, and you can be like, super Cape Town trendy, man, you know what I mean? You know, like, wow, like, yeah, I went overlanding out to the Cedarburg. It was wild, It took me, you know, we had to stop. It's a crazy long drive. It's about 190 Ks, overlanding, like, to the extreme, you know? You won't get that hipster annoyance if you drive this. Even though I think the Fronx not the Fronx, is very cool. I like driving this car. And my boy likes being in it, even though it doesn't fit his pram. So if you have a family, you won't buy it, even though it's very affordable to buy. And if you did buy it, you probably would buy the top of the range, because from the bottom to the top, it's such a small gap that obviously it makes sense to buy the top of the range. Who would buy this in manual? Doesn't make any sense. It's quick, right? It's easy. It's oddly good. It's oddly good, and I like it. I still like it. And if you bought it, I would still look at you and say, yeah, I get it. Look behind me there. Look behind me there. There is the Hyundai Venue. Right there. Right there. This is better looking than that. A lot better looking. It really, really is. It's better looking than the Sonnet. It's better looking than the Mahindra XUV 300, which from an interior perspective is atrocious, although I do think it's got a wonderful engine, a much better engine than this. So yes, I do think it is the coolest in its class, although I would imagine the Opel Mokka is cooler still, but even more pointless, and it is better looking, but even more pointless. But you know, guys, in the world we live in right now, let's not play games. Am I right, Danny boy? This is the scariest sight of all. This over here. How are you, sir? Are you well?
Yeah, good, sir.
Good thing. Can I get 350 Rand unleaded?
These days, fuel efficiency for most people is everything. And that's understandable. And that's a good buy.